Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications you can apply to your life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in 2 Kings chapter 14, verses 1 through 29. Now we see that Saleah was an ancient city that was carved out in the side of a cliff. It was a stronghold for Edom, plus it was also a wealthy outpost for trading with India. Amaziah had won against Edom, and their pride began to get the best of them, and they also went out to attack Israel. Now the king of Israel gave him a warning, and he did not heed this warning. He felt like he was invisible. He felt like he was stronger than what he really was. And, in the process, he was defeated and his city walls were torn down, which would be a great disgrace because it would leave them very vulnerable for their future attacks. And even in our lives, we have to be careful because our pride can get the best of us. It can make us feel like we are better than other people. And God has created us all in the image of Him. Now, some of us are more stubborn than others, and it takes us longer to learn those lessons. But throughout history, God has used prophets to help the people hear the word of God. Today we have the Bible, but sadly, very few people actually go and read the Bible and look into that. Now, God was going to use Israel's moral and spiritual decay as a way to their decline. This was going to prepare them for Jesus Christ, for the Messiah, for the message that He would bring. Their kingdom and the military power would all be stripped away from them. And many people would be wanting to turn to the good news that Jesus was going to share with them. Israel has become evil, and they had immoral nations, and their sins were just going to get worse. And God did not want to destroy Israel, but He did let them know that judgment was certain to come upon them. And God warns us today too. He warns us in His word. Sometimes there is somebody in our life that we trust, and they will warn us not to do anything. But because we have free will, we can choose to make our own decisions today. But the judgment tomorrow is something that we may not want. Now, there was very few kings that looked to God's guidance for their kingdom and for their life. The rich seemed to get richer, and they wanted more power. The people became self-centered, and they relied more on their own powers and securities and possessions more than they did God. And of course, the poor were being oppressed, and it was very hard for the poor to realize that there was a God that cared for them. And God does care for them, and He will provide for those that are poor and those that are brokenhearted. He will come close to them and give them healing. Material possessions are not always an indicator that God is blessing you. It could be a result from self-centeredness and a greed. Now, if you are experiencing prosperity, then remember that God is the one that gave you that prosperity, and God will keep you accountable for your success and for your wealth and for the ways that you use it. If you misuse it and treat others very poorly, then God may see fit to take it all away from you, because everything we have belongs to God anyways. And if you see that yourself is being more greedy and wanting to have more money or more possessions, then you need to pray to God that He will change your heart. He will show you a way to be able to use your wealth to help spread His word to other people. May God be with you in everything and every way.